Quick fire, rapid quick fire.
Let's do this.
What was your first job?
Paperboy.
When you met your wife, how'd you meet her?
She was the assistant to our CEO, and she was very young and pretty, and I was very interested in her.
If you can go back in time and correct one mistake in your life, what would you correct?
I'd probably figure out a better way to have handled the my relationship with my parents.
If you can go back in time, what famous person would you like to meet?
Many, but it'd be cool to have a drink with Jesus, to have some wine with him. That'd be pretty cool. So I'd like that. That'd be fun.
Who is your role model, and what did you learn from them?
I don't really have a role model, but there's a lot of people in a lot of different arenas that I try to emulate, whether it's business, sports, life, coaches and stuff like that. So I don't think I have one. I never grew up really having one. I mean, I was young. Hulk Hogan was one of them. But I don't really have one.
What would you put on a tattoo if you get one?
I have like 10 tattoos.
What's your favorite tattoo?
My favorite tattoo is I've got both of my kids' names on my inner arm, and then I've got their birthdays in surrounded by me, a lion, and I've got their birthdays around my mouth.
What is the biggest disappointment in your life so far?
My biggest disappointment in my life, not as bad as it used to be, but man, it would be really cool if I had a boy. Super happy that I got my girls. I love them. I wouldn't change anything, and it's too late, but it would be cool if I had a boy. He'd be a stud. Danger.
Name one fact about your hometown that you like the most.
Mission Viejo was known for their swim. They produced a lot of Olympic swimmers and Olympic divers. Greg Louganis, who was a gold medal Olympian, was out of the Mission Viejo school. What
is your favorite dish your mom cooked for you?
I can only remember her making chicken and rice every day for like 20 years.
What is your favorite food?
Sushi. I don't eat much of it, but I eat sushi all the time, but I don't eat much of it, but every now and then, like once every like 3 or 4 months, I'll have pizza. I like pizza.
What is your favorite TV show?
All time, 24.
What is your favorite all-time actor?
Either Tom Hanks or Denzel Washington.
Are you like your mom or you like your dad?
Hopefully neither.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Powerhouse.
How much time do you spend daily using social media?
I mean, I look here and I look there, but probably like 20 minutes.
What? Sorry, because I know the answer to this one.
Okay, here we go.
What household chore do you hate doing?
Taking out the trash.
What is your pet peeve?
Lazy people.
What is your hobby?
I have a lot of them, but mostly something regarding athletics.
Okay. Is there any book you consider the most inspirational?
The Bible.
Whose photo do you have by your bed?
Myself. Just kidding. By my bed, I don't have one.
Is there any bedtime routine you do?
I take magnesium pills. My wife's sleeping already, and then I watch like a really boring TV show to help me go to sleep.
Do you prefer exercising outdoors or in a gym?
Gym.
What is the one moment you feel is the greatest moment in your life?
At the time, they all felt like they were the greatest, but probably when I got married or when I had my kids.
If you can get 1 extra hour in a day, how would you spend it?
I would either work more or train more.
What do you plan to do after retirement?
I don't plan on retiring.
What is your life's motto?
That's a good one. I don't know that I have one, but maybe work hard, play hard.
What would be those things you can do if you'd be on a deserted island?
What would I do on a desert? Would I be? Am I alone on this deserted island?
Let's just say alone with your family.
Oh, okay, that'd be different. I'd probably put them to work. We'd probably build like a city and like have houses and stuff like that. It'd be kind of cool. I'd watch them make some cool stuff. I'd go hunting and fishing. That'd be fun.
What is an act of kindness you did that made you feel satisfied?
I, my wife and I, we donate to Miracle for Kids, and we donate to Homes for Heroes, and we like to give back. That makes us feel good. When my kids were younger, I would buy turkeys during the holidays or Thanksgiving, and we'd stand outside the grocery store and just give it to people who we thought looked like they needed it. And it was really cool. It was to teach my kids lessons, but then people would get like offended that we were trying to give them free stuff. So we said, all right, forget it. So we stopped doing it. But it was an act of kindness that makes us feel good.
Which 3 places in the world do you want to visit at any cost?
Part of my wife and I's bucket list together is we want to go to Ireland, and that would be really cool. I think I heard her say the other day she wanted to do, maybe it was New Zealand or something like that. I overheard her. I wasn't listening, but I thought I heard her say something like that. So that maybe that would be cool. And then maybe Australia. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate.
What is your favorite pastime?
My favorite pastime. I don't know. Probably just hanging out with the fam, working out.
Well, if you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be?
I am writing one, and the title will be. I think it's more than just a streak. I think it's what it is. I haven't fully named it, but yeah.
Which is the most profound experience you've ever had in your life?
Fatherhood, for sure.
Why?
Because you can't. There's no book to right? There's no book. So you do something, it's probably the wrong way. Then you learn. You don't do that again. And then thinking about kids is it's like they're almost like different people. The babies, right? They're just crapping and eating and crying all night, right? And then that's like one stage. And then they're like crawling, and then they're just starting to eat and say a few words. So that's a whole nother person. And then they now are like holding your hand, and you're super excited when you come home from work. And that's like, wow, who's this person? It's totally different. And then they go through all these different stages. So I think fatherhood is an awesome experience, right? And it never ends. Now it's like, now I'm texting both my kids. Now one's in college, and we're FaceTiming each other and stuff. It's just the whole thing evolves. So it's a really cool experience. You're just starting.
Who is that person in your life whose advice you value the most?
That's a good question. I don't know that a lot of people give me advice. My wife gives me a lot of advice, I think. And most of the time she tells me stuff that I already know, but hearing from her is like reassurance. So I don't have that many people who are like, hey, here's what you need to do. Yeah. And I'm not sure she does that. But I think she's reassuring to when I have doubts about doing something or not doing something. So I would say her. And in terms of advice, I mean, I guess my professor gives me advice. He tells me what to do. Right. So that's advice.
How to choke people.
Yeah. Choke them now.
Well, what makes you laugh the most?
I laugh when my family's just sitting around just being goofy, and when we're just not taking ourselves seriously and making fun of each other, and just like when it's just fun and goofy, like I really get a kick out of that.
Have you ever lost a dear friend, and how did it affect you?
I did. My mentor, who was one of the guys who brought me in the business 23 years ago, Mike, he passed away in 2010 of stage 4 cancer, and that was really hard. He was as close to a best friend as you can have, not just to me, but to like a lot of people. So he was at the time, I guess he was one of my role models. And then we ended up naming Stella. Her middle name's Moore, after Mike Moore. So, and when she was born, a shirt that he gave me, we wrapped her around it, so she was born kind of with Mike, around. So he's still always kind of part of my life, just in my head. So he was pretty still is impactful.
Awesome. What makes you feel depressed?
I don't know I think depression is such a overused word. I think if people are sad or having a bad day, people say they're depressed, right? No offense to people who are actually really depressed. much like I think people overuse mental health. Like, if you have a bad day, when I grew up, we had bad days. Like, it wasn't like I had a mental health day. It was I had a bad day, right? So I don't know that I would say something makes me depressed, but I mean, I get sad at a lot of things, and I think I'm just never really fully satisfied. I just won some pretty darn big tournaments this year, and like I was just telling my wife the other day, I'm like, now what? I don't have anything lined up, like, and she's like, "You're hurt. It's time to recover." I'm like, "I just want to fight." And she's like, "Oh my God, you need to find something else to do," So like, I mean, I wouldn't say that's depression, but like, yeah, it's been like sad now that it's like, it's over for now, for a little while, for a few months. So that's pretty sad. I think, you get sad when vacations end, but you're not depressed. You're just sad. Right. And then, sad I get sad when I'm on the road and my family's not around. I get sad when my oldest daughter goes back to college and I get sad when when I don't see or hear from my older brother or my younger brother for a while, things like that, get sad. But like, I'm not gonna give depression a free pass by letting depression think that they got me. So I've never been depressed.
What's the best way to choke out depression?
Well, that's actually, it's funny you say that because you're half kidding, but like, I think the way to do it is you just got to get past it. Whatever it is that's bumming you out. I mean, you just have to figure out like how much of it is in your control. Like, I get sad when my kid's in college. Well, I can't control that. She's in college. Deal with it. Right. So I got to move on and get my mind somewhere else. And if you're sad that like you're hurt, okay, you can do with something else, And so I think, I have to be stronger within to not let something overcome and overwhelm me.
Which is the craziest thing you've ever done in your life?
Well, at the time, I think bungee jumping in Mexico on a cord that was literally held up by like, what's that black tape? Not masking tape, but what's the black
electrical
one?
tape?
Huh? Electrical tape. That was pretty crazy. And then as I was dangling, my legs were bleeding because electrical tape was holding up the metal and the metal was scraping my knee. So my leg. So that was pretty crazy. Skydiving, I think at the time was one of the craziest things I've done. I still haven't swam with the sharks, but I want to without a cage. And the goal is hand-to-hand combat. I want to kill a shark with my hands. I'm fully convinced I can do that. And if I don't, at the very least, I could say I tried. So
Sorry.
I think like if a shark tried to bite my head, I actually think the shark would lose some teeth. It would be like he'd be pissed. But I'd love to fight a shark, or like a lion or a bear. Like that'd be cool.
Here you go. You like this one. Which animal qualities do you like?
Which animal qualities? Oh, like what animal? The hunters, the lions, the tigers, the bears, the predators. I like those.
Who would you choose if you could exchange your body with somebody else?
I mean, I'd exchange with myself, a younger version of myself. I mean, I don't want anyone else's body. Look at this. Why would I ever want to change someone else's body?
If you were to become
a younger version of myself, for sure.
If you could become invisible, what would you do first?
Oh, I've thought about this forever. I would just kind of follow my wife around and scare her all the time. And my kids, I'd like open things and just absolutely annoy them. It's what I'd want to do, like when I'm dead, to be a ghost and just annoy my wife. And then probably like beat the crap out of like mortal enemies and just like flick their ear and just make their life heck too. But that's what I would do. Or like trip people who are walking like in the crosswalks and stuff. Just kind of funny stuff. Nothing like crazy. Like I wouldn't rob a bank that many times, but I would for sure just like have fun with it if I was invisible.
If you can choose one superpower, what would you choose?
Probably that, to be invisible or to fly.
Last question.
Uh-oh.
If today was the end of the world, what would you do first?
If today was the end of the world, I'd probably smoke a cigar and then hang out with the fam, and just reminisce. That'd be cool. And for sure have a drink. That'd be cool.
What drink?
Probably a vodka soda with 2 lemons.